Cheetah, 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 hookah chaka cheetah, 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 alla manna cheetah, 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 alla se li kolla sai cheetah, oh, alla se li kolla sai cheetah, oh, freestyle! Wow!
In this edition of Cheetah Chase, we bring you up to date with the Cheetahs Super 14 campaign. We follow the Reds as they prepare to face Bloom's Pride. Cheetah survives a loyalty test. Grabs up as we join the boys at mealtime, and we pay a visit to OFM.
Freestyle! Wow!
Following 2 losses in the Vodacom Super 14, the Cheetahs were desperate to prove their mettle against the Hurricanes on home soil.
This is a great service to Cheetahs rugby.
The Cheetahs drew first blood, dominating the Canes at the scrum and awarded with an early penalty to take the lead. The set piece, particularly the scrums, going the way of the Cheetahs for most of the game, as the Hurricanes continuously infringed with illegal scrums, and the visitors would battle for the remainder of the match.
You square on, you've got to push through.
Well, easily the distance and the direction. Super kick, Ebersohn. Now it's victorious. Ulufi, numbers on the outside here. Shas. Fillion, lovely little switch on the inside to Danila. Here goes Ulufi, then with Vierfield Nell. And Nonu is offside.
Tackle. Nonu is now offside. He's got to go back and through the gate before we play the game.
Good clean conversion by Ulufi.
Touch. Pause. Engage. Straight down onto your elbow.
You're taking a closer look, yeah. Yeah, straight down, good call.
The minute you don't get the bind on the head, you're in trouble.
Well, easily the distance again. Beautiful kick once again by Ebersohn. In the lapping chase, well taken there by Taylor. Good drive against Danilo as well. So getting those forwards just onto the front foot a little bit. Penalty, Cheetahs though. Bosman once again.
With Mayor Bosman on song with the boot, the Cheetahs managed to carry a 7-point lead into the interval.
Harvey's a lot of intensity from your boys. I suppose the thing is to keep it up for the next 40.
Yeah, I think that's vital, especially on defense. We really worked hard and we were in their faces for 40 minutes and they made a lot of errors. But I think on attack, we need to get 1 or 2 more of our own guys to the breakdown and keep the ball through phases, force them to make mistakes and attack from there.
Mayor Bosman's been great kicking from distance. He went down right at the end of that half. How's he doing? Will he be running back out?
Yeah, no, he's fine. Luckily, he's really kicking well tonight and in practices for the past month or 2, so I'm really glad for his sake.
David Smith chasing.
The boys continued the onslaught in the second half, topped off with a brilliant try by Kabamba Fleurs.
Got pace, not bad. Good pace to Benso. Has Kabamba Fleurs. Kabamba Fleurs! They'll probably go to the TMO here, but the Cheetahs celebrate. Well, the pace kicking by the Cheetahs has been brilliant tonight. Not a miss. Over that line of advantage line, Smith comes again. The big, multi-talented Springbok. Another penalty to the Cheetahs and enter.
As Mayor Bosman once again.
The scrums remained a big problem for the Hurricanes, meaning the points continued flowing for the Cheetahs.
Well, penalty to the Cheetahs.
Diving in, far side.
Well, very deliberate and very accurate. Keats repaired. Great defense by De Bruyne. Now the counter comes from the Cheetahs. Brousseau. Sans scrum cap. Penalty. Cheetahs. Well, if Maya Bosman takes up the time and gets this over the crossbar, the Cheetahs, no question, will win the game. Well, it has the distance. Great kick.
After 80 minutes of action, the Hurricanes could only manage 12 points. The Cheetahs blew the Canes away with 28.
Drotsky, I see you walked in here smiling, and obviously you're a happy man.
Yeah, for sure, Joel. You know, after last week, we let ourselves down last week, and the guys played well today. A lot of hard on defense. We really worked hard this week to be in their faces for 80 minutes, and I think we've succeeded on that.
Really big match today, and we're going to look at some key players, and let's start with Lionel Mapu and the Cheetahs. He's one of those guys, Brayton, who's come out of pretty much the blue, has impressed people. People are already starting to talk about where he might move to next season.
Well, the Bulls are already fighting over him, you know, and I wouldn't be surprised. I was actually surprised when he wasn't selected for the Springbok side the end of the year last year. So, you know, a lot of teams would want to have him in their side, but Lionel Mapu, a youngster, you know, showing his class, and this guy in space is really, really dangerous to stop. He's been scoring some wonderful tries last year, good in the air and also good in defense. So the complete package, and I'd love to see him getting more space today on the field against the Stormers.
Ja, het is baie belangrijk dat ons een punt op die bord moet krijgen voor ons oorgaan. Ik denk het zal voor ons beter wees als ons nou de game kan winnen en volgende week ook punten kan krijgen voor ons oorgaan. Zo zal het ons zelfs bij helpen.
With the Cheetahs still on a high after their dominant performance against the Hurricanes, it was off to Cape Town to face the might of the Stormers at Newlands. But the Cape Townians proved too strong for our boys, who suffered 2 major injuries during the match. The Cheetahs refused to lie down, however, fighting back and eventually rewarded with this beautiful try.
Just a sniff of an opportunity. Give him a one-way ticket home after.
In the second half, Nas Olivier proved his worth, showing yet again why his steady boot is not to be underestimated.
Quick line out taken. Drop goal attempt from Nas Olivier. Well, he loves it, and why not?
Despite their spirited performance, the boys had to settle for a 21-8 loss, and it was back to the drawing board for the next game.
We got back about 4 or 5 balls in the first half. We scored a try from tactical kicking, attacking kicking. That was the plan. And in the second half, for some reason, we started to attack. And a very good defensive system from the Stormers. We said that before the game. And for some reason, we didn't stick to the game plan.
Back in Bloemfontein, the Reds, who've been in impressive form this season, had arrived early and went in search of inspiration for their match against the Cheetahs. And who knew that inspiration for the Aussies would be found on a game farm?
Oh, added a cheetah, yeah! A leopard.
Leopard, cheetah, same thing, right? Not. But at least the visitors got a bit of an education ahead of their examination at Vodacom Park. And their reward, at least they got to meet the real deal.
Oh, you've got cat flu. You got cat flu.
Geez, it's a hard one. There's a lot out there, but I was lucky enough to see a big white line out there today. So yeah, that'd be it. It was pretty special to see one of the big things.
Yeah, we actually did. Saw a few cheetahs, lions, tigers, pretty much everything we came to see we got to look at, so it was pretty good.
Match time, and the Cheetahs had their backs against the wall with injuries to 4 of their key players.
Ja nee, beserings is maar altyd 'n moeilike ding. Is een van die realiteite van afrigting waarmee ou maar met vrede maak. So in die laaste 2 wedstryde, ons het van Henry Persou verloor wat uit is vir die hele jaar. Ons het hierdie week teen die Stormers heelwat beserings gehad. Nou soos Henny de Niller gaan uitwees vir eerskomende Vrydag aand. Maar hy sal gereed wees vir die toer. Jonkie Nokwe behoort is 50-50, maar dit lyk op die stadium of hy ook die wedstryd gaan mis Vrydag. Dan Frans Viljoen het sy wangbeen gekraak, so hy gaan so 4 weke uitwees. En Lionel Mapu het sy skouer ontwrig, so hy gaan waarskynlik eers weer in die Currie-beker kan speel. So dit is maar frustrerend, maar jy weet gelukkig ons het diepte hierdie jaar en van die spelers wat inkom het al reeds Super 14 gespeel hierdie jaar.
And to add to the team's woes, the boys would have to do battle without the inspirational Joan Smith, who withdrew at the 11th hour as illness struck his father. He left the boys with an interesting conundrum. The solution? Warren Peterson at flank and fitness coach Neil du Plessis warming the bench.
Ek dink aan Jan wat so 'n paar ernstig siek is. So hy moes op 99 uittrek, so ons help maar uit waar ons kan. Maar ja, nee, op die stadium hoop ek nie daar mens kom op daai punt laat mens moet opgaan nie, maar ons kyk maar wat gebeur.
The Cheetahs were first on the scoreboard with a well-taken penalty converted in just the 3rd minute of the game.
It's gone the way of the Cheetahs.
On the impact, he's not getting his mind up. Penalty to the Cheetahs.
In these kind of heavy conditions, this is quite a big kick. Has he got the distance? Yes, he has. And he's got the points for the Cheetahs.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Can they get decent ball from this?
And following a brilliant try by Ashley Johnson, it seemed a repeat of their victory against the Canes was again on the cards.
A lot of hugs in that front row. Basically, the one what a right shoulder is. That's one right there from Piati. Takes the flanker out of play. Easy enough for Ashley Johnson just to walk over.
But the Reds continued their impressive form, taking control in the second half. Final score, 31-10.
Final score here at Vodacom Park, 31-10, and it is the Reds who emerged victorious. Adrian Strauss, tough match, and we could see it. That ball was as slippery as a bar of soap.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's very disappointing. You know, we actually had a good game plan before, and beforehand we just came out and we tried our best. I think a couple of opportunities, you know, that didn't go our way, and we just couldn't finish off once or twice. But you know, credit to the Reds. You know, they played very well today.
Hoe ontwrigting was al hierdie beserings so naby so 'n wedstryd?
Ja, tog so was 'n moeilike week geweest. Ons het 6 of 7 beserings gehad, maar nog steeds. Ek voel as ons reg gespeel het vandag kon ons nog steeds die wedstryd gewen het. Ek voel ons het kansse gehad wat ons nie gebruik het nie.
They say he's faster than a speeding bullet, meaner than a lion, tougher than a shark, and just loves eating bulls for breakfast. If you're lucky, you could catch a glimpse of the legend around town, but you have to be fast. Very fast. He claims to be a real cheetah, but we think he's more like a super cheetah. And in our search for the truth, we enlisted top secret methods to capture him and strapped on a lie detector to find out the truth.
Is your naam Cheetah? Is jy 'n Bull supporter? Buite Shark seder as 'n cheetah? Was jy al in 'n verleentheid voor die skare? Is die Lions se truie mooier as die Cheetahs se? Is 'n Stormer vinniger as 'n cheetah? Is jy die amptelike cheetah mascot? Wel, hy het nie te sleg gedoen nie. Op die meeste vrae lyk dit of hy waarheid praat en ek sommer duidelik sien dat op vraag 4 daar probleme is. Ek dink hy dalk gelieg as hy sê hy was nie in 'n verleentheid vir die skare gewees nie.
So, what is all this embarrassment all about? Sit tight as we delve into the mind of the man behind Cheetah.
Hi, my name is Lauren Smith and I'm your cheetah mascot. I'm from Falklands in Mpumalanga, was born there, came to Bloem in 1997, went to school here in SuperSport, and we were at a rugby game in 2005 where there was an advert. They were looking for a mascot. I went there, we had the audition, and ever since that, yeah, I'm the mascot. My acrobatic moves came automatically. I've never been in a gym or practicing for that in a certain way. You just learn yourself to do a summy or to be flexible, and that comes by being active from a young stage and training your body to do that. The heat is extremely hot inside. You haven't got any cool air coming in. There were stages that I weighed myself before a game and I lost almost a kilo after the game. So you need to be fit. I play squash, a little bit of rugby myself at a club. And by doing that, you just keep your body in shape to maintain it for 80 minutes there when you're entertaining the crowd. The worst day in the suit it was when I ran out for the game versus the Blue Bulls and I made a somersault and I overshot the whole thing and I fell face down in front of 30,000 people. That was quite embarrassing, although the crowd cannot see who I am, but still you feel that shame inside. I've been to the hospital on 3 occasions for dehydration after the game. It happens more often in the Super 14 games when the summer is still active. Yeah, and then you have to lie there for about 2 hours just getting water into your system again. But the thing that excites me the most is seeing the children's faces when the mascot can greet them or give them something, even if it's a small token of the Free State Rugby Union, and going out to see if I can bring Free State Rugby to people that doesn't have or haven't got the opportunity to be there. That's why we go to schools, we go to different institutions where we're trying to promote rugby, trying to get children that is looking into being a rugby player at school, motivating them, and at the end of the day, putting a smile on people's faces.
With a tough regimented training schedule, the correct nutrition is of utmost importance for the team. Once a week before a big game, the team gathers at Piati, a local restaurant, to add a little bit of flavor to their weekly diet, and well-deserved pasta and pizzas prepared by a man who is a bona fide rugby fanatic, restaurant owner Reginald.
I think my blood has always been orange, and I'm fanatic about the game rugby itself. We've been doing it for 5 years now. Probably will never stop while I have my shop. Doesn't just matter if it's in Bloemfontein itself. Even if they play, let's say, this weekend in Pretoria or whatever, they normally come Thursdays or Fridays to me, and I ask them what they would like to eat for the day, which normally obviously is more pizza, pasta, carbo load, obviously.
It's a proud moment for Reginald every time the team runs onto the field, especially knowing that it was his muti that helped out.
I like to rub it in every time we win, because that's the creamy pasta that did that, gave them the energy and everything. It's just all about the love for the game and this whole orange combination. It's worked brilliantly.
Nico Breed verstaan die waarde van tuisveldvoordeel, maar 'n tuisveld is niks sonder jou, die ondersteuner nie. Saterdag 6 Maart pak die Vodacom Cheetahs die Hurricanes op Vodacom Park. Die aksie skop om 7:10 af met Vodacom beker aksie tussen die Vodacom Vrystaat Cheetahs en Boland as lusmaker. Zak Steyn kook na die wedstryd op die Kaseldek.
OFM, a local radio station, has been closely linked with the Cheetahs for years. The station puts its formidable weight behind the team, helping with promotions.
Marketing is everything, and as far as the Vodacom Cheetahs, it's a brand. And that brand needs to be advertised to the public out there. OFM, of course, is a proud media sponsor of the team. And with that, we help. Tuisveldvoordeel, almal praat altyd van ja, die tuisveldvoordeel is so belangrik en dit is so goed om die ondersteuners agter jou te hê.
Dit is baie belangrik om in ag te neem hoe dit vir hulle moet voel op hierdie stadium wat nou net 'n paar dae terug van 'n vliegtuig afgeklim het al die pad van Nieu-Seeland af. Dis nie 'n bekende klimaat vir hulle nie en ek dink dit is belangrik dat mense so teen hierdie spanne speel dat jy die lugdruk tot jou voordeel gebruik en die tempo van die wedstryd lig.
It's very exciting because I mean these guys are people that the rugby public look up to. They're the team. They're the boys that get supported every Saturday, and it's very important to get them in here in person as well, because when you talk to the guy on a one-to-one basis, you kind of get to know him. And the moment you get to know him, it becomes not just another rugby star. It becomes, the fan starts thinking of him as one of his own.
RFM, it's very important that we're involved in things that are important to our listeners. And a recent piece of research we did showed that the Cheetahs are by far and away the most emotional attachment that our listeners have to any sporting brand in the region. So it's of cardinal importance to us that we're involved in the Cheetahs. It's also important to us that, that as a family of businesses, that we're able to support each other and help each other along to success. The Cheetahs assist us greatly in our brand exposure and helping us in the national market, and we'd like to believe that we assist the Cheetahs again in helping make sure that their games are well promoted and that their brand is well carried.
Robert Ebersohn is a rugby man through and is fast becoming one of the most revered Cheetahs players. His skill confounds opponents and his temperament calms his teammates.
I started here in Bloemfontein. I was born and raised on a small holding just outside of Bloem. Me and my brother went to Grey Primary when we were in Sub A, and we finished in 2007, 3 years ago. I think rugby was always a part of my family and of myself. I remember going to, with me and my brother going to games to watch my dad play for club side when we were still very young. We always used to play in the backyard, but I think my first rugby game was in Sub A, in a little league or whatever you call it, and then it just evolved from there and went into the structures at Grey from under 9, under 11 and 12, and just went from there.
Robert's career started as early as primary school, where the talented youngster earned an invitation to his first Craven Week.
Yeah, my first Craven Week was in Standard 4. We played under 13 Craven Week. It wasn't Welkom, if I can remember correctly. I just remember we lost to Border our first game, and we were out. We played all our games on the B field. It was... so from a young age, I was playing for Cheetahs. So Free State Rugby is always have a soft part in my heart, or a secret place there. Then I played under 16 Grand Coma Week, and under 18 I played two years under 18 Craven Week, and then I played under 19, and from then Currie Cup and now Super 14.
Robert's reward, a call-up to the Sasol Springboks Sevens team at a very young age.
I was selected for the Sevens before I was selected for the young bookies, as they call it, the under 20 side. So I wasn't really originally part of the team or part of the setup. I was more of a backup centre for some of the other players. And then I was invited to a Sevens tournament about 2 or 3 weeks before the Under 20 World Cup, and I made it. Things went well there, and I went on to the Australian Hong Kong tour, and I got a chance, and I just used it, and stuff just happened for me. And when I came back, I was in the Under 20 side, and after that I was in the Currie Cup side. So immediately after my Sevens debut, I think that was the turning point for me when stuff really began to happen.
Following a brilliant season with the Blitzbokke, Ebersohn earned selection to the Cheetahs' 2008 Currie Cup side.
I haven't really trained with the Cheetahs, or the closest I've come to be part of a team was they asked some of the under 20 or under 19 guys to do defense against them, and I went to the under 20 World Cup, or I went to the Sevens, and after that immediately under 20 World Cup, and I was on my way back to Bloem. Just had a tournament, 5 games in a row in a matter of 2 weeks, and I was down, and my body was sore. And I remember while I was on the plane, and we just landed in Johannesburg. We haven't even got to Bloem. And I was in Johannesburg. My phone rang, and I got a call from Algaard, and he said, "No, I must be at the training today." I'm on my way to Bloem. I'm not even in Bloem yet. He said, "No, okay, you missed the morning session, but if it's all right with you, bring your boots with. We want you at the afternoon session." So yes, I can remember I didn't even have time to put my bags at home. I just went from the from the airport immediately into the training. They said now I'm on the bench for the game against the Lions. So then I had a few niggles and injuries, so I went to the doc and asked him, yes, if they can't make a plan for me, I really would like to just sit one game out, take a rest. So eventually they told me to rest one game. And then the next game was against the Bulls, and I was on the bench. I think I got like 3 minutes. So I went up, made a tackle, came off.
After but a mere taste of what international rugby is all about, the bug has bitten, so watch out, world. This guy's future looks bright.
I would definitely want to be a Springbok one day. I think it was one of my biggest dreams since I started rugby. I think for any young rugby player, that's the ultimate, just to play for your country and to be part of the Springbok team.
In the next episode of Cheetah Chase, we join the medical and fitness team in the build-up to a big match. For more information about Cheetah Rugby, visit our website at www.vodacomcheetahs.co.za. So until the next time, cheers.
Cheetah, cheetah, cheetah.